Alright, so we finally get a playable hand here. Got ace king on the button. Limper pre-flop, it's pretty weak. I'm gonna definitely raise that. And the size of my raise is gonna depend on if these three players call behind. Now that there's a lot of players in, I'm gonna have to raise a little bigger than normal. I'm gonna make it 215 to go. And guy just goes all in. Um, hmm. I probably should fold. Leaning towards folding here. Because, I mean, would he make... I don't know. He might make that play with an ace-queen. He might make it with a pair. If he makes it with a small pair, No, I'm going to just go ahead and call. Yeah, okay. So it's a race. I mean, there's a lot of money tied up in that pot, so... Even though I'm like pretty much against taking a big race like that early, especially when I feel like I'm one of the better players at the table. But I had a good idea that it was a small pair. I mean, I don't think he makes that play with kings or aces, so it's very unlikely that I was in a dominated situation. And there's just enough dead money in that pot after my 215 raise. So there's like four. Here, let me see. There's 30, 60, 90, big blinds 30, so 120 plus 135 with the small blind, plus my 215 and his 215, so that's 430, 135 and 430 is enough money to make that call warranted, even though it was just a race. But anyways, we won the race, so now we've got 2,800, which puts us in a really good spot. All you need a lot of times in these sit and goes is just one double up like that. And I'm going to probably pretty much guarantee myself at least making the top three. And surprisingly, my style doesn't really change much right now. It's still early in the game. We have 9 players right now. I'm not going to just start trying to take over the table and raise a lot of pots. I'm going to continue to play a solid game and just try to collect pots when I can. I'm not going to raise this queen 9 here. Might have limped with it, but you see these short stacks are on my left, so at any time they can just re-raise all in, and I don't want to raise there and then get committed to call his 250 like this player did here. So I mean, he's gonna have to call. Maybe he didn't want it, but we'll see. Well, he had ace king, so I mean, he didn't mind that. This guy's just getting unlucky, losing races. Um, you know, lost 2 races and he's out. That's all it takes sometimes. Alright, so this guy played a king 6 out of the blinds too. I'm gonna have to make a note of that. Let's see what he did pre-flop. He just calls. So, add another one little comment to his. He limps. I guess that would still be early position. Equals king 6. So you see, like when he limps out of position or early position like that, he likes to just see a lot of flops for cheap. So I could raise him with like something pretty weak, like even like a 10 queen or something sometimes if it's just me and him. I'm gonna raise like a better than average hand because he'll limp with anything pretty much. Any garbage if it's suited and he just limped with a king high there, maybe just hoping to flop big. But guy got a lucky river there to take the pot. Not gonna play a 3-8, no reason to. And it's a really weak bet. Probably could mean, really strong hand. Like he might do that with just a 10, with a 10 to try to milk the guy in. Hopefully he didn't do it with a 10 and that guy called with a queen because this could get ugly. Oh, he had a full house. Okay. So yeah, his weak bet there did mean strength. So we are second in chips here. It's a good spot to be. Haven't really seen much of Murph. Let me just check out what pots he's won. Won 2,900 here. And he hit and he called. He made a bad call on that one and hit a flush on the river. And then this one he had. Oh, and that one he got lucky on the river too. So that's good. The big stack at the table is his only two pots that he's won are where he sucked out. He hit the river on both and made bad calls on both. So that's good for us because it's not like he's been playing a solid game and got chips. And he's really the only one to fear right now. So I'm liking the situation right now where we're at. Hopefully his luck continues. He takes a couple more people out, and then we can get heads up against him. This guy just limped from out of position, but 6-7 still not good enough to raise with. So just gonna check fold this flop. I'm still not gonna get carried away unless I hit an 8 on the river, which I don't. So I'm just gonna check it through. limps with a jack 5. So limp, late position equals jack 5. So you see when he limps, he's limping with garbage, you know. And he'll raise a hand when he has a real hand, but he just wants to see a flop without it, you know, which is fine. No one's tested him yet, so I mean, if that works for him, then that's good. I don't think that game plan works in the long term. I'm sure if I looked up his stats, that he'd be a loser in the game overall. But that's fine. That's what we want players like that at our table. Rather play bad players than a table full of good players that understand proper sit and go strategy. Wouldn't surprise me if this guy caught the river again, which it looks like he did. Yep. Had a lot of outs there to catch, but sorry, I'm looking at a different table real quick. I'm not gonna raise an 8 queen. Well, that's unfortunate for us. Would have liked the bad player to win that pot.